Katherine Ashmore, and welcome to my very first episode of the Mindset Exchange podcast. I'm so excited that this is happening. I've been thinking about this for a very long time, and I can't wait to show you what I've got in store. But first, thank you for being here and for listening wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Whether you're driving, walking, travelling or working, whatever you're doing, thank you. I really appreciate your support. Thank you also to my friends or clients or podcast guests, or to any of you who interact with me on my social media accounts. You've all been so supportive too. It's just brilliant and I'm really grateful. So thank you. My mission for this podcast is to help you grow, gain insight and thrive in today's modern world. You have the power to change your life if you wish to, and it's all about your mindset and the way you can look at the world, and this podcast will highlight how. And why is this podcast different? Because it won't just be discussing one area. We will be discussing any areas in life. The scope is limitless. This podcast will share stories, insights, personal development tips, examples of growth mindsets, resilience, positive mindsets, creative mindsets, entrepreneurial mindsets, health insights, motivations and motivational tips, and mindset shifts. The list goes on. It will be relatable and packed with passions, life experiences and life journeys, highlighting the areas people don't commonly talk about, the real thoughts as well as the solutions and the reasons to celebrate. Each episode will be filled with takeaways that you can implement in your own life. Some episodes will be me talking with inspirational guests, whether they're leaders, high achievers or experts, or anyone who has found success in what they do. Success means different things to different people, which we will also explore. In between, I will be providing episodes with life coaching information, or my own thoughts or ponderings, and this will be echoed on my Instagram accounts. This isn't going to be me having a coffee break chat with mates situation. This podcast will add value and include relatable conversations of real life, which sometimes may be or feel quite raw. My aim is to support you, and I ask for your assistance in return as I pursue this goal. Together, let's enrich our lives, me pursuing my dream of making this a reality, and you listening to our discussions and incorporating these insights, which I aim to relate or resonate with you in your own lives. When I thought about this first episode, I wondered about how much should I say about myself and how should I introduce myself. I've never been one to feel the need to shout about who I am from the treetops, but I recognise that you would like to know a bit about me. So here goes. I'm a 52-year-old woman. I'm a mum. I've changed careers twice and I've worked in the business, creative and medical worlds for 3 decades. I've experience of setting up and running my own small businesses. I've navigated illness. Some of my roles have involved being a leader or non-exec board director, and some have involved being a healthcare professional or being a businesswoman in advertising, while also being a life coach and mentor. I've got loads of interests and have done a lot in my life. I've had real lows and I've had real highs, and I've addressed my problems or challenges. I've had my own journey of self-discovery and personal development, and I've done the work. I've always been driven by my interest in people, helping people and creativity. I've grafted hard and got to know myself very well. So I feel I've earned my stripes, so to speak, and I believe I have some insights to offer. And I hope you enjoy what I have to say and you find this podcast informative, educational and helpful, and maybe a bit entertaining at times. I'd like you to feel included as if you're in the room with us. And if anything I say could help just one person, that would be amazing. When we strip things back, at the end of the day, most of us just want to be happy and have a rich life, whatever that means to you, don't you think? And there are so many common challenges that we all face every day. How we get there is up to us, but if we can share learnings and wisdom to make it an easier journey, just why not? So this podcast will be covering different professions, lifestyles, stories, insights, and most importantly, the different learnings and mindsets that have got us where we are today. And I can't wait to share them with you. I'm going to be doing all the work. There'll be times where I'm sure there'll be a disconnect or a jolt in the recording, but bear with me. The more I do this, and with your support, the better the production will get. A lot of my guests will be doing the interviews remotely and not in a studio to begin with. I'd like this podcast to take you on a journey of exploring different perspectives to enhance your understanding. And mine too. I'm interested in what my guests will have to say and in keeping an open mind as we listen. This podcast is for you to gain insights and tips as we go along. So if there are any topics or guests that you know who you would like to come on, or if you have something to share on mindset on an episode, or if you have feedback to make as we go along, do get in touch with me and let me know. Comment on this episode wherever you listen to your podcasts or email me direct. I will put the link in the blurb. But first of all, what is a mindset or a mindset shift? I better explain some of the language and what it means in this first episode before we go any further. Let's delve into what a mindset is. A mindset is a set of beliefs or attitudes that you have about culture, values, philosophy, your frame of mind and disposition. Mindset is the lens through which we view and make sense of the world and ourselves. It impacts how you feel, how you think, and how you behave in any situation. What you believe about yourself will impact your ability to have success or failure. It may be what you believe the meaning of life to be. It's a powerful force that shapes our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It influences how we perceive challenges, setbacks, and opportunities in our lives. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly go through challenges and setbacks, while others can get stuck in a cycle of self-doubt or negative thinking? That's the power of mindset at play. Our mindset or our mental attitude or approach influences how we perceive the world around us and ultimately determines the outcomes we experience. But let's make one thing clear before I go any further. I'm a life coach. I'm a woman experienced in life with a lot more to learn. I'm a trained healthcare professional. So I've had exposure and training and done a lot of work on my personal development and a psychology of how to enable my clients to be their best selves. I've had a lifelong love affair with psychology and creativity and helping people. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a counsellor. And my podcast will not replace that sort of advice. My chats on my podcasts are my own views based on my own experiences and learnings, as well as my guests. Where possible, I will reference any sources I talk about that are evidenced. So please bear this all in mind. But back to mindset. This is an area that has been researched by many. Many believe we have multiple different mindsets. So it is with that in mind I have approached this podcast. A place where we can challenge our existing mindsets with an open mind and embrace new ways of thinking. Where we can explore as many life areas as possible with this idea as an overall umbrella. I encourage you to be engaged. Having an open mind is a catalyst for change. Share your insights, experiences and questions with me in the comments or on my Instagram posts so we can all learn and share more. This isn't just a one-way exchange. Okay, let's touch on some different examples of mindsets. I'm going to start with the main two and then go on to talk about others in other episodes. A famous American psychologist called Carol Dweck works a lot on motivation and mindsets, and she talks about your beliefs playing an important role in what you want and whether you can achieve it. She believes that mindset plays a huge role in whether you succeed or fail in life. So how we react or behave in certain situations and the mindset that is then triggered defines how we behave or whether we will grow or learn from that situation or indeed have motivation. She believes that you either have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Let me make this a bit more tangible with a couple of case studies. I've picked random names and these case studies are not based off any one person in mind. Alex is a student at school, secondary school, or you may call it high school. He has always believed that intelligence is mostly fixed and you are either born smart or you're not. Whenever he faces a challenging maths problem, he quickly gives up thinking, I'm just not good at maths. He avoids seeking help from his teacher or classmates because he believes that if he's struggling, it's a sign of his inherent lack of intelligence. Over time, Alex's fixed mindset translates into a pattern of behaviours. He stops challenging himself academically, avoids difficult subjects, and steers clear of new learning experiences. He starts doubting his abilities in other areas of his life, such as sports and social interactions, assuming that he has limited potential in those areas too. And when Alex receives feedback on his assignments, he takes it personally and feels discouraged, interpreting it as a confirmation of his lack of ability. Instead of seeing mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow, he views them as evidence of his intellectual shortcomings. As a result, his academic performance starts to suffer and his self-esteem takes a hit. He becomes increasingly anxious about school and his future, as his fixed mindset prevents him from seeing challenges as opportunities to improve and develop new skills. In this case study, Alex's fixed mindset hinders his academic progress, personal growth and overall well-being, highlighting the limitations and negative consequences associated with rigid beliefs about intelligence and abilities. So, someone with a fixed mindset might think thoughts like this: I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at this and I never will be. Or, I always avoid challenges because I might fail. Or, I don't like feedback, it just criticises me. Or, my abilities are set in stone, there's no room for improvement. Or, I give up easily when things get difficult. Whereas here's a case study of a growth mindset. Sarah is a 45-year-old professional working in a corporate environment. Throughout her career, she has embraced a growth mindset, believing that her abilities can be developed through dedication, learning, and continuous improvement. When faced with a challenging project at work, Sarah sees it as an opportunity to expand her skills and knowledge. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, she breaks down the project into manageable tasks, seeks input from colleagues, and remains open to new approaches and perspectives. As Sarah encounters setbacks or obstacles in her career, she doesn't view them as insurmountable barriers. Instead, she reflects on the lessons learned, adjusts her strategies, and persists in pursuing her goals with determination and resilience. Sarah actively seeks feedback from her supervisors, peers, and clients, valuing their perspectives as opportunities for growth and refinement. She uses this feedback to refine her performance, develop new competencies, and enhance her professional capabilities. As a result of her growth mindset, Sarah has successfully navigated career transitions, taken on new challenges, and continued to evolve and adapt in a rapidly changing work environment. Her positive attitude, willingness to learn, and commitment to growth have not only enhanced her career prospects, but also inspired those around her to embrace a similar mindset. In this case study, Sarah exemplifies how a growth mindset can fuel personal and professional development, leading to resilience, adaptability, and ongoing success in the workplace. So examples of growth mindset thoughts might be, I can learn anything if I put in enough effort and practice. Challenges help me grow and become stronger. Or, feedback is valuable, it helps me improve and grow. I can always develop my skills and abilities with dedication and perseverance. Or, I see setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. Now, there might be situations where a fixed mindset is required, or where a growth mindset is required, or both. A fixed mindset might be useful in situations where consistency and stability are crucial, such as places or jobs where following established procedures or protocols should not be deviated from, or when there is other stuff going on in your life and you need that consistency and predictability to focus energy elsewhere. A growth mindset is useful in situations in which you need adaptability, learning and innovation. When facing challenges that demand creative problem solving, continuous improvement and the ability to embrace change. So fields like technology, entrepreneurship, education and personal development, a growth mindset can really help you thrive and excel. So a fixed mindset might be where you believe that your abilities and intelligence are static and can't be changed. You have a given parameter, and that can lead to a fear of failure and a reluctance to step outside of your comfort zone. You might also believe that your talent alone will lead to success and not need to put in more effort. Whereas a growth mindset thrives on challenges, sees failures as an opportunity for growth, and believes in the power of effort, persistence, and learning over time. You might believe that everyone can get smarter or better at something or excel at something if you work at it. The wonderful thing of having that inner awareness of your mindset is it is fluid. Mindset is fluid and can change according to what you need. The brain is truly amazing. Do you view challenges as an opportunity to grow and learn, or do you give up in the face of challenging circumstances? There is no judgment here because everyone comes to this world with their own circumstances. These ways of thinking are so impactful and can play a critical role in how one copes with life's challenges, and that is your choice. Having that awareness of choice is what's really important. The next question is, How do you get from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? And this is where the phrase mindset shift comes in, another part of the language I wanted to explain in this episode. A mindset shift means changing the way you view things or think about a situation. It's like looking at something from a different angle or changing your attitude to be more positive and open-minded. This change in mindset can help you approach challenges with a new perspective and can lead to personal growth and development. You know, when I gave examples of fixed mindset statements earlier, if you ever catch yourself thinking statements like them, nurture your own inner awareness, recognize when you're operating from a fixed mindset with such thoughts, and be mindful of things that may be limiting your potential. Let's start by challenging your beliefs. Stop that negative self-speak. Question and challenge the beliefs that are holding you back. Try replacing that negative self-talk with positive statements in your mind that promote growth and learning. Even if it's mini steps at the beginning, face your challenges. Ease yourself into it bit by bit with small amounts of exposure to begin with, and then build on it. See them as opportunities for growth. Embrace setbacks as learning experiences. When people give you feedback, think about it, take a step back and see it as a tool for improvement. Could they be right? If not, why not? If yes, what can I learn from this? Rather than taking it personally, this means you can use feedback to identify areas for growth and development. Another tip is to train yourself to love learning. Maybe start with a book that you like, or listening to a podcast that is educational around something that is interesting to you. And develop a curiosity to learn new things and acquire new skills. This will help to see failures as stepping stones towards success. Now, as we know, all work and no play is hard work. So celebrate yourself, celebrate your progress, celebrate your efforts, celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Growth is an individual journey and every step forward is a success. And if you practice these regularly, you will have a mindset shift and start having a growth mindset. It may take time, but keep persisting. There is so much to choose from to talk about in this podcast going forwards. We've got to talk about entrepreneurial mindsets, overcoming adversity, positive mindsets, negative mindsets, money mindsets, parenting, career mindsets, abundance mindsets, scarcity mindsets, innovator mindsets, resilience mindsets, open mindsets. Oh my goodness, there's so many, and I'm here for all of it. As we look ahead to future episodes, I have a really exciting lineup of topics to explore and guests. I've got some great guests from totally different areas. What it's like to manage illness, difficult work environments, different work environments, life stuff, eating well, keeping a business, money mindset and more. From resilience to self-care, to goal setting and overcoming limiting beliefs, each episode will offer invaluable insights and practical tips to help you succeed. But what topics are you eager to delve into? I'd love to hear from you. Share your suggestions, questions, and stories with me. Let's shape this podcast together. Thank you for tuning into the first episode of the Mindset Exchange podcast. Your support means the world to me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to rate and subscribe to the podcast to ensure you never miss an episode. New episodes will be dropping every Monday, so you can use them throughout the week. If you want to continue the conversation or share your takeaways, I would love to hear from you. Head on over to my Instagram at the Mindset Exchange, or one word, and comment on your favourite part. I can't wait to continue this journey with you and for you to tune in next time. See you then.